The year is 2023, and a once beloved game developer's reputation is in absolute freefall. What was at one point probably the highest rated developer in the industry, a studio that pumped out classic after classic, has now become the home of...
Oh man, hold on, say that again.
A studio that pumped out classic...
Diablo 2, Warcraft TFT, Brood War, I can't.
After classic, has now become the home of incomprehensible horror.
So I was just browsing YouTube like late last night, and I was looking in my For You tab, I was looking at my subscriptions, and I was just thinking like there's nothing I'm really interested in lately, and I went to my watch later where I often save stuff I will watch, and I was thinking like, you know, I'm quite bored of YouTube at this point, which is funny as someone who makes my own videos. And I think it's fair to say YouTube has a lot of quality in it, but I'd say most videos are trash. But I think what is happening more lately is a lot of the trash is rising to the top. And I want to make this video using a case study of a video made by one creator who has a sizable following, a bunch of other creators, and one of them, Asmongold, actually getting more views on his reaction than the original video got. And we've spoke about this a lot in the past, like everyone has, when we talk about like Reactgate, like how streamers basically use YouTube videos to pad out their streams. And essentially why they do that is so they can stream longer, which means potentially better earnings. Now, Asmongold is bad for this, but he's not even the worst. xQc is going to feature in this video, a guy who pretty much just uploads other people's content on YouTube and makes loads of money from it. And it's just insane to me how this has been normalized, and people get so sensitive about it. When you call out their favorite streamer, which I know personally because I've done this before, they get so mad about you like policing like intellectual property and stuff like that. And they try and frame it as something like anti-capitalist, as if it's like someone streaming a Marvel movie and I have a problem with it. Like, yeah, I wouldn't care about someone streaming like Captain America on Twitch if they did that and got away with it. Like, why would I care? But when you take a smaller channel's video, react to it on stream, that's one thing. That is one thing. When you re-upload the reaction onto YouTube to directly compete with the original video, not only that, you get more views than the original video, that's when we have a problem. And it feels like this is just becoming increasingly popular on YouTube, and I get it. Because you stream yourself, and then you just upload it to YouTube for a second hit. And especially if you're a bigger creator, you get loads and loads of views. And with streaming, and as someone who does stream sometimes and has actually made videos which is cut up from my stream, I get how that is easier, but it's also lazier, and the quality is often like far worse because it's clear the culture is these people do not plan their streams in advance. I have done this before. I have streamed myself watching videos and then I've uploaded it, and you guys might have seen it, like me reacting to like the IDF YouTube channel or something. But here's something I do, and something I think more people should do, is when I show other people's videos that is like long form content, the maximum I'll show you uninterrupted is 2 minutes. In any YouTube video, that is pretty much my limit. The only time recently I did something a bit longer was that video about Ethan Klein, but that was mainly because it was on like a 4-hour podcast. So I didn't feel as bad sticking in like 3-minute clips in there, but generally I do 2 minutes because if you start just showing loads, then people are going to lose interest in watching the original video. Personally, I feel like depending on the context, it is pretty much just padding out your own video with clips, which you could definitely shorten down. Now, when I do one of these streams, what I do is I watch every single video I show on stream before. So if you guys have ever watched me do this, you know that I will be like, here's the video, and I'll quickly flick through, and I'll have literally timestamps on my phone so I can switch to the relevant parts and then talk about it. Because that's why I want to show you the video, so I can talk about the video because I have thoughts about the video. But what streamers often do is they just like, oh, people like this video now, let me watch it and I'll see if I have a reaction. And as we're going to see today, some of these YouTube uploads of these streams, there is barely no reaction because they never planned it, because they never watched the video before, so they're literally just butting in with any senseless random garbage that comes into their head. And again, if it was just on Twitch, that's one thing. I still think it's bad. When you're putting it on YouTube as well, it just makes the content on the site even worse. And I feel like people's standards now for content are so low, so they will just watch like slop, like Asmongold reacting to something because, oh my god, I can watch it with my buddy, I have this parasocial relationship, but he literally adds nothing to the video. In my opinion, he's basically stealing it for profit. I can already see the comments like, Kavernacle, how could you be like the quality police? Your videos aren't that good. Now, I don't think my videos are especially amazing. I think my videos kind of resemble like YouTube in its more pure form. It's literally just me turning on the camera, talking to you without a script. Like, I don't script my videos. I plan them in my head. At the end of the day, I realize I don't write scripts. I don't do fancy edits. I don't edit for days. Like, I do everything within one day. I do long work days when I work. But yeah, I recognize my videos are more disposable because it is just, you know, me giving a take. Some videos will have some longevity, like my video about YouTube sponsorships and stuff, where the topic just seems to resonate more. But by and large, because I upload so much and because, you know, they're quite basic in format, my videos seem more disposable. And in that, I don't really care when people react to them because I've probably uploaded like 6 videos since that video came out. When I talk about quality, my videos are still me thinking about what I'm going to say, planning what I'm going to talk about, researching what I'm going to talk about. It takes a lot of effort still to make this video in terms of like preparing myself for actually speaking. And when you can see like genuine effort put in from a person, even if the, you know, overall product or overall video isn't like really high quality, I always appreciate that because there's always room to improve because they have the right train of thought. But, you know, I'm going to put effort in any way I can, however I'm going to do this. And, you know, as someone who's grown on YouTube myself, my old videos are far worse than my new videos. You know, you get some hope from that, regardless of whatever the topic is. And I try and like watch smaller creators and I comment on smaller creators' videos now. I just want to engage with stuff that does feel like genuine and does feel like it has some heart and soul and does feel like someone's put some thought into it. And again, it's just like a smaller channel where you can tell someone is passionate about speaking about this and they want to promote it to their audience. And that's what YouTube is really about. Like in its purest form for me, just telling people your thoughts and opinions and creating this simple video on a topic you care about just so other people can listen and share their thoughts. Isn't that like very wholesome and like kind of like the spirit of the internet? So that's how I see my content. But I admit there is great video essays, especially from leftists, loads of people who put in loads of effort, absolute quality content. But then you have people who don't have the spirit, heart, they don't want to say anything, they just steal people's content and re-upload it as their own. And I'm talking about stupid Twitch streamers who seem to do this all the time. And here's an example from a couple weeks ago. I couldn't even believe what I was seeing with this, right? So a YouTuber called Big Boss, 600k subscribers, uploaded a video called Blizzard is Worse Than You Thought 2 weeks ago. Got 1.6 million views. Very, very good. Watched the video. I think I've watched one of this guy's other videos and it's basically giving you like the history of Blizzard, how it rose and how it fell. And it's got like, you know, snappy editing, a bit of humor in there, but it's clear like a lot of effort went into this video and he's clearly hit a topic that people like. So yeah, credit to this guy for making a good video. And it's so good, it seems like every single streamer wanted to watch it on stream and react to it. Now you got to ask yourselves, when these people watch these videos on stream, what are their goal? Do they think, oh my god, I got to show this guy's work? Or do they think, oh my god, content to pan out my video? So what I did is I watched the first 10 minutes of Asmongold and xQc's reaction to this. And I'm going to contrast them and talk about how it's just, you know, absolutely terrible. So Asmongold's reaction is 1 hour. The original video is 33 minutes. So already you have 27 minutes apparently added by Asmongold. And here's the thing, when I watched this video today, the Big Boss video, I'm like, how would people even react to this? He's just telling me like a history lesson of his company. And if you were going to make a reaction video to this that was good, you'd really have to watch that, make little notes and be like, I'm going to talk about this thing that I feel like he didn't elaborate on enough. When you watch these streamers who upload their reactions, they don't do that. So Asmongold's video has 1.8 million views. That's 200,000 more than the original video. Think of all those people who would have been suggesting that video, who would have found that video on their own if they didn't watch Asmongold watch it on his channel. And let me also say, he uploaded it about a day or two after the original. So not sensitive at all to this guy making money from his content. Just been like, I've got to upload myself. Now, let's actually look at his reaction. So I'm going to play the first 10 minutes, and I'm just going to show you some of his reaction. You have to ask yourselves when you see this, what does this add? Why is this necessary? And why is this on YouTube competing with the original video?
Blizzard is worse than you thought. Oh boy, here we go. Somebody said apparently I'm even in the video. Uh-oh.
The year is 2023, and a once beloved game developer's reputation is in absolute freefall.
Yep.
What was at one point probably the highest rated developer in the industry, a studio that pumped out classic after classic,
Holy shit.
has now become the home of incomprehensible horror.
Jesus.
Corporate greed, broken promises, botched releases, stolen breast milk. This is the story of Blizzard Entertainment.
Remember the logo? Remember that?
The year is
Like Warcraft
1991, and three guys have just graduated from the University of California.
Damn.
Alan Adham, Michael Morhaime, and Frank Pierce. They get together to
This guy
create
was
a
at the
game
company
development
until, like, a couple
studio in
months ago.
Irvine called Silicon and Synapse. The name is deeply philosophical and well thought out, with Silicon representing the building block of a computer, and Synapse the building block of a brain.
Uh-huh.
Few years porting games to different systems,
Ooh,
but
Star Fox.
soon begin producing their own original games.
Yep.
With The Lost Vikings in 1992
I had this one.
and Rock and Roll Racing in 1993.
I did not have this one.
Eventually, a real-time strategy game
Yep.
called Warcraft, Orcs and Humans.
I didn't start with Warcraft 1. I never actually played Warcraft 1 either. I only played Warcraft 2 onward.
And it's an instant success.
Yeah.
It's one of the earliest real-time strategy games to hit shelves, and it's a blast.
Yep, you would go
It
to
also
Circuit
has a
City and it
modem
would be
and
there.
LAN multiplayer. Follow it up with Warcraft 2 in 1995.
Bro, this game was so fucking good. This right here, this was the main computer game that I played as a kid. This was my game.
It's another home run. Critically acclaimed, and after its expansion in 2003,
Frozen
it's
Throne.
all hands on deck for Blizzard's next project.
Yep. I remember, so whenever my dad started cause he was finally in 2000 and I would say 2002, somewhere around there, he was like, okay, I've really got to get a PC at home, because at this point he was an executive at a publishing company, and he needed to be able to have email and work from home, right? So him and his friend Randy got together and collectively spent the most amount of money possible on a PC. And he was asking me about the PC, and he was like, yeah, we're thinking about getting this one. What do you think? And I looked at it, and I then thought about what the Warcraft 3 specs were, and I was like, yeah, I think you're gonna need that one. Yeah, that's definitely the one you need.
So I played you a lot of Asmongold's reaction, and again, what is anything he said in the video adding anything to the video, or necessary for your enjoyment, or just even relevant? So he stops the video and talks about his family's PC and Warcraft and stuff, right? So you might say to yourself even that, oh my god, he is transforming the content, and maybe technically he is, but still that's got nothing really to do with the overall video. Because if you want to talk about that story, just talk about it, because it's actually not relevant to what the guy is saying in the video. You're just using that to talk to your audience. And again, it's because these guys don't watch the video before and then think, I am going to talk about X, Y, and Z at this point. It's actually I am going to watch this video and see what reaction I have. And then that's why it's so insane to upload that to YouTube to compete with the video, because again, all he's doing is making tiny little comments throughout the first 10 minutes, which add absolutely nothing. Add nothing. So why does this video have to be playing while you just say this random garbage, right? And again, 1.8 million views, which, on its own is an indictment of the quality of YouTube, that people are watching, 2 million people nearly watching a reaction of another video. But again, it's just spam. It's just spam. It's just competition with the original video. It's just someone else lazily re-uploading a stream clip which they didn't even plan or put any effort in. There is zero effort in his commentary. It's not even interesting. And that is 10 minutes into a 33-minute video. It's just not okay to do this. And I watched another clip of Asmongold saying he doesn't care about anything, basically, morally, which is not surprising that he just steals and re-uploads it. And if you go on his actual channel as well, and I'm talking about the quality of YouTube content here, because this could be a one-off, right? But Asmongold uploads all the time. So go on his channel, 2.45 million subscribers, 4 hours ago, 7 hours ago, 10 hours ago, 13 hours ago, a day ago, 2 days ago, 2 days ago, 2 days ago. He uploads constantly these stream clips, like reacting to people's videos, reacting to his own gaming stuff. And I would say nearly all his content is like pretty terrible, but when he actually makes videos reacting to stuff, it's even worse. And obviously because he spams so much, like look at these views. 77k in 4 hours, and he had 148k 7 hours before that, then 240k 10 hours ago. Like, these views are absolutely insane. So if you are spamming YouTube and spamming the algorithm, and then you release a reaction to a popular video, your video is going to get boosted over Big Boss's video, so people are going to watch the video through you instead of watch the original video. And this is proved to me, if I go on the comments of Asmongold's re-upload, no one is talking about anything Asmongold said. So it's pretty clear his reaction, in my opinion, is completely irrelevant to the content. People just watch the video anyway, because it's everyone just talking about like Blizzard and the content of the video, not talking about anything Asmongold said. There's no one timestamping what he said about the PC and his dad and stuff like that, because people don't actually care. They care about what's being said in the original video. This is a completely pointless video, but again, it's part of the content spam from channels like Asmongold. He just happens to be like the worst of it. Well, I'd say the worst of it in terms of, you know, how much he uploads and it's just everywhere. But the actual worst of it is xQc. And the thing is, this is bordering on the territory of like, how is this even allowed? Like, Blizzard is worse than you for. xQc reacts. 220k views. Me getting that many views is so hard to do, and watching a guy re-upload someone's content with no transformation and getting that is just so infuriating to me and other YouTubers who actually work hard at this. So yeah, xQc's reaction, it's not an hour long like Asmongold, it's a 38-minute video apparently of his reaction to a 33-minute video. That means there is 5 extra minutes in here of his supposed reaction, and you're gonna see it's got nothing to do with the video. So I watched through the first 10 minutes of this as well. And again, this is the third thing that comes up when you search for his video, is this. He says nothing for 10 minutes. Literally nothing but stupid little comments until he recognizes Bobby Kotick, the old CEO of Activision, actually being in Moneyball, and then he searches the clip up, and that takes about like 2 minutes.
The year is 2023, and a once beloved game developer's reputation is in absolute freefall. What was at one point probably the highest rated developer in the industry, a studio that pumped out classic after classic, has now become the home of...
Oh man, hold on, say that again.
A studio that pumped out classic...
Diablo 2, Warcraft TFT, Brood War, I can't.
After classic, has now become the home of incomprehensible horror. Corporate greed, broken promises, botched releases, stolen breast milk. This is the story of Blizzard.
Yeah, TFT, the Frozen Throne. Warcraft 3, Reign of Chaos, and the Frozen Throne, TFT.
The year is 1991, and 3 guys have just graduated from the University of California. Alan Adham, Michael Morhaime, and Frank Pierce. They get together to create a game development studio in Irvine called Silicon and Synapse. The name is deeply philosophical and well thought out, with silicon representing the building block of a computer,
and synapse in the brain,
building block of a brain. However, people keep mistaking the silicon part for the material in breast implants. Anyway,
they don't use that
they
anymore,
spent the first few years porting games to different systems, but soon begin producing their own original games, with The Lost Vikings in 1992 and Rock and Roll Racing in 1993. Eventually, they get sick of constantly being mixed up with women's breasts, so they decide to switch things up. World of Warcraft has almost 10 million active subscribers and is bringing in a ton of money. So naturally, it had turned a few heads. One of those heads, Bobby Kotick, CEO of Activision. Now in 2006, Activision had made good tracks in just about...
Oh my god, chat, I just had a revelation. Holy shit. Hold on. Hold on. Guys, it's the guy from fucking Moneyball. Guys, it's the guy from Moneyball. Wait, what was his name? Bobby? Guys.
be okay not spending money that I don't have. And I'm asking you to take a deep breath, shake off the loss, get back in a room with your guys, and figure out how to find replacements for the guys we lost.
It's the Moneyball guy! Holy shit, dude! That's insane!
So high quality YouTube content there, where a guy explains to me what a game is on the original YouTube video, and he looks for a YouTube clip from a movie. Again, this adds 5 minutes to the original runtime. 200,000 people have watched this. And I doubt 200,000 people are watching the original video on Big Boss's channel. And you can say, well, they wouldn't have watched it without xQc. Are you serious? Why wouldn't they? They just watched a video where he's just sitting there watching it himself. So what? The only reason they watched it is because he's sitting there. I highly doubt that. They watched it because the title is something they'd be interested in. So if this didn't exist, they'd more likely watch the original video. And again, xQc is another person who uploads these stupid reactions all the time and has multiple channels which upload loads of garbage. So he's just pumping the algorithm full of stuff. And what that does is when he reacts to something that's popular like that video, it boosts him. After Big Boss's video, it's Asmongold, then xQc. And that's not because he has the most amazing video. It's not because of quality. It's not based on merit. It's because both these guys are popular, reacting to a popular thing. So they have to put zero effort. The amount of ad revenue Asmongold would be getting on a 1.8 million viewed video, or even a 200k video, you'll be making it like £500 or something for no effort. You just watched this on stream, said nothing, and re-uploaded it to YouTube. And it's just like an indictment on what YouTube has become for a lot of people. It's just content mills. And I know that's for a lot of people anyway, but it's even worse because at the end of the day, people who made content mills, you used to actually have to put a tiny bit of effort in. Like even Watch Mojo, which has been a content farm for years, it's like, well, you know, obviously it's probably based on labor exploitation, I imagine, but when it started, it's like, well, someone has to write that. Someone has to edit that. It is still like an original YouTube video, obviously spammed out with loads of other stuff. There is still effort required. It's not someone sitting down, watching someone else who put a lot of effort into their video, then re-uploading themselves watching it as part of their just general content spam, which takes over the algorithm. And yes, YouTube has always had spam. There are like millions of videos probably uploaded every single week, probably more. And most of them are garbage, right? But at the end of the day, I still think the spirit and the passion, your heart and soul being put into these videos because you want people to listen to you is just being completely erased. And I think live stream clip channels are a big part of this. And yeah, there are some better ones that people do it better. Like I have made a video criticizing Hassan's reaction when he was originally called out for this, but I've seen him react to my videos and he does talk a lot. He does actually bounce off what's being said and say stuff. And he does actually, you know, talk about what's actually in there. I mean, we can still talk about the ethics of all this stuff to do with Twitch streaming anyway, which I do have my own thoughts and opinions on in terms of I don't think it's necessarily the most ethical thing ever. But at the same time, it's pretty clear what is absolutely bottom of the barrel trash where people don't even have any opinion whatsoever and they're not even trying, right? So if Asmongold actually went into this video with like, I generally know about Blizzard, right? Because wasn't he like famous for like Warcraft streaming or something? I don't know. I know about Blizzard, so when he brings up this point, I'm going to talk about that. Doesn't even do that. Just sits there, watching it, thinking, well, maybe I'll say something if something pops into my head. Any random thought. And while Asmongold says stuff, at the end of the day, I don't see it as much better than the xQc thing, because xQc says nothing. Asmongold says some things, which are pretty much, by and large, completely irrelevant thoughts. Especially in the first 10 minutes, right? So 10 minutes of a video, I'm basically just watching a guy watch a video. And it wouldn't be a problem if it wasn't so popular, but React content has always been popular on YouTube, but it's just going to the next level because now you can spam it. Because if you're sitting on a Twitch stream 8 hours a day and you have a team of editors who put out this content quickly and make loads and loads of money, then the incentive to do this is just so strong. And I'm actually worried about the future of YouTube as a platform, as a kind of like conclusion to this stuff, is because the guy who took over recently as the head of YouTube is the guy who made Shorts. And obviously Shorts isn't an original idea. What Shorts is for YouTube is something they like very much. Like with YouTube Shorts and TikTok, you don't pay people properly for them. So what happens is everyone makes the content, and especially with short form videos, often more addictive content, and people stay on the platform watching these short form videos, which are easier to make, less effort required to make, can just be spammed into the algorithm, and people spend more time on your platform. But why it's good for YouTube is you can still run your ads all over the site, you can still run your ads wherever, but you don't actually have to pay the creators much, right? So the spam is good for you, and it could be good for creators maybe to get some views on short videos, but that relationship is very much in TikTok's and it's in YouTube's favor. But what YouTube has at the moment as well, with people like me, obviously my whole career is tied up with YouTube, is they actually have to pay us. We can argue about like what is a fair cut for YouTube to take from us, considering they like host all our videos. I would say it's way too much at this point, but at the end of the day, they do pay way better than pretty much any other social media company. But then you have that double-edged sword then of it becomes very easy to monetize content on YouTube. So you have the shorts on one end, which benefit them, and YouTube love that, so they push that all the time. They've been pushing it a lot recently. And then you have them paying you well, so the incentive for money on this platform is more than others, so therefore you get live streams, which were already monetized when they were streamed on Twitch, being ported over, so these people can just make content farms from their streams and just make insane revenue because they don't care about the quality at all, right? And when you have both of those things together, the overall quality of YouTube videos just goes down and down, because if people are just chasing financial incentive, there is really no incentive for quality anymore. So I am actually concerned for YouTube as a platform, because it feels like the less effort you put in, the more you spam, the more you get rewarded. So the quicker you can generate content, which is, you know, across all social media, the better you will do, with like some outliers who make like insanely good content very rarely, like, you know, Mooncat, Jenny Nicholson, those types of people who like barely upload but always do well because their videos are so high quality. That is just going to be something that won't exist on YouTube anymore. So yeah, that is just some thoughts on the state of YouTube at the moment. And obviously, you know, subscribe to my channel. Might not be the highest quality, but I do put a lot of effort in and a lot of thoughts into my videos. So, you know, if you like it, stick around. And if you made it this far, thank you for watching.